Hi, my name's Hunter O'Brien. I'm a colorist.
My name is Chris Petty. I've been acting since the first grade.
So I'm Kiara. I'm the studio manager here at OHD Studios.
Matthew, Gore, rental manager here at OHD Studios.
I'm Mike Fitzer, and I'm a partner in 180 Degrees Film Productions.
My name is Ella Brock. For my documentary, I wanted to find out if having a career in film is possible while living in the Midwest, specifically Louisville. One of the big questions on my mind was, how do you get started in film? I mean, I feel like I only ever see people already successful in their careers. I don't know how to go between having a portfolio and being somebody who's actually making money and having a career in film. I feel like there's an old man in my head saying, "That's a pipe dream. You'll never be able to do that. How dare you even think that? Why don't you get an office job?" I don't want an office job. I want to doodle. I want to create. I want to change focus on the lens. I like that stuff. I don't know math. I don't want to do that. When I say filmmaker, I want to specify that I do not mean just the person behind the camera or the person editing. I mean all parts, pre-production, post-production, production, above the line, below the line, named actors, unpaid interns, all that kind of stuff. Anybody involved in the field that can stay there and keep a job and have that job be their career, to pay bills with it, to be able to sustain their life as whatever role they're doing. I wanted to know if that was possible.
How much do you consider that they have to be like lucky to get in? How much is luck, how much is skill, and how much is effort?
I think it's a mix of all three, like you're lucky to be able to meet the right person at the right time, but you also need to, once you meet that person, it's about what you're doing and what type of person you are. If you're feeling kindness, if you're working hard, then the person that you met is going to be like, "Oh, gee, I'm so happy I met you," and more opportunities are just going to fall in place.
To echo what she said, yeah, meeting the right people is lucky sometimes, but it's also about taking advantage of those opportunities that are given and not, I wouldn't say screwing up, but holding yourself to the highest of standards. So when you're in that position, or you're just PAing, you're starting at the very lowest position, getting somebody coffee, getting this person something, eventually people will notice, and then they'll be like, "Oh, this guy," and then that's how you'll get more jobs, because you'll work on set. They'll call you back because you're reliable.
Being a PA, you're an everyman essentially. You can get onto that set. You might be handling the extras. You might be getting coffee. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you're doing on set, but what matters is the fact that you are around everybody. And if you wanted to, let's just say you wanted to be a cinematographer, you could go up to the DP or the assistant director and say, "Hey, can I watch you shoot this scene so that I can learn how to craft a scene, craft a visual, just get your foot in the door so you can see how professionals do it."
It's a democratized industry now in many ways. At least the information is democratized. There's you can find anything on a career in the film industry. I grew up in the 80s, before the internet, right? And so I didn't know if you wanted to find something out, you went to the library. And just nobody ever talked about this as an industry where I grew up, the people that I was around. So but now it's fantastic because of YouTube and TikTok and all those different things. People are creating their own content, so it's a natural, almost a natural thing now for people to want to put themselves in front of a camera and monetize it. Just the veil is kind of pulled away now, and it's not a secretive thing that only takes place on the East and West Coasts.
The reason I wanted to dive into this question was that I feel like whenever you talk about art careers, you have to go somewhere like New York or LA, some big city like that. And it felt like it wasn't going to be really achievable unless I moved. One of the big things that I was worried about was that being a PA, getting your foot in the door, doing all this stuff is good advice, but is it possible in Louisville? I mean, I don't see productions happening all the time. You don't think Louisville and you don't think Kentucky when you hear about film. It kind of becomes a pipe dream in that context. it feels like that's something that's not attainable. So that's what I asked. Is film possible in Louisville?
Yeah, I've noticed some growth in terms of film growth. Definitely, there is more movies that are filmed here yearly, especially with the tax incentive.
Pause. The Kentucky Tax Incentive. This is also known as KEI, Kentucky Entertainment Incentive. This basically offers films and productions up to 30% off in refundable tax for filming in Kentucky. That has a cap of about $10 million. This brings a lot more production into Kentucky, and much more films are getting made here because of it. Get it? Got it? Good. Let's get back to them.
But we are definitely growing in that market. Are we LA? Are we Atlanta? No.
What I don't like is people talking about, especially in the media, people talking about, is Louisville the next Hollywood? No, Louisville is not the next Hollywood. Louisville is Louisville, and let's keep it that way. Just because movies are being made here doesn't mean that we as a collective are something else. We bring our own unique style, our own unique locations. So it's an exciting time, but I think from our crew base, we're having a lot of trouble keeping up, because we don't have a lot of depth in the critical roles, gaffers, first ACs. We have some really, really good ones in town, but we don't have enough. And so getting more people into those roles who are dedicated to those roles and are dedicated to becoming very good at what they do, that's what we need in Louisville to keep up with the pace of production.
Being a filmmaker, being in TV and film for actors and production people is much more accessible than it was 15 years ago. Just because there's so many more opportunities now happening throughout Louisville, and it's a struggle. You may work for free a little bit in the beginning.
There's all kinds of stuff I wanted to know before I decided, yes, I do want to put all my energy into this, because careers like this, being in movies, being in TV, television, you can't half-ass it. You have to go all in and do a leap of faith.
To make a career out of this, you have to treat it like a career. You have to treat it like not just your job, but you have to treat it like your business. It's your own personal business, and you have to run it. You have to market yourself. You have to invest in yourself. And go search out those jobs until it becomes a snowball effect, because once you get enough rapport and get people that are like you and want you to be on their sets and know that you do the job well, anytime they start hearing about those jobs, they're going to be like, hey, I know this person would be a really good fit for this film. And then that's how you start to get to the place where people bring you on without having to search it out. But starting out, you absolutely have to search it out.
Networking is one of the most crucial aspects of this career that a lot of people put to the wayside and don't put in the time and the effort to do it. And those are some of the people who struggle. It's really about just doing the work, getting your name out there, talking to everybody you can, and asking for help. Build up your resume, build up your reel, so that people can see you on film and see what you're capable of. And so sometimes that means that you have to work for free just to get footage so that you can show other people.
If I was to give myself advice whenever I was in school, or someone that wants to have a career path in film that's in school, I would just tell them that it is possible to have a career in film in Kentucky. You don't have to go to Los Angeles, you don't have to go to Atlanta, and you don't have to work in a news station if that's not what you're interested in. There is legit film work that's happening. You just have to go search and work to be on it and grind your way up.
Find out what you love to do when you're early on. Try a lot of different things. Work under a production coordinator for a while. Work under a great line producer for a little while. Definitely work as a PA and get a feeling for how a set runs, right? But then specialize, because if you don't specialize, you can't be truly great at one thing. You know, you're kind of good at a lot of different things.
Don't give up. Even though it feels like it's not gonna happen. Just keep pushing forward. Know that you're gonna have to work your butt off. It's just that's just a part of the game. You're gonna have to grind and grind and grind, and have fun. Mm-hmm. It's a fun career. I mean, any way you look at it, I don't know anybody who hates doing what they're doing. We love it. We long to be either behind the camera creating something, or in front of the camera, you know, portraying whatever role we're portraying and bringing life to it. It's something that there's no other career like it, I don't feel like, in this world.
Time takes time. Don't try to get to the finish line before you need to be at the finish line. You know, it's okay to be a PA for a couple of years. You know, that's fine. That's an admirable role. I wouldn't want to be on a film set without great PAs, because the thing falls apart, you know. So, you know, so be okay with learning, and be okay with failure, and find what you love to do and do that thing really well. And then, you know, the rest of the time, enjoy yourself. Have a family life. Have fun. This is supposed to be fun, right? You know, so have fun.
Guys, okay, so I got a PA job. It's actually Mike. He offered me one. I'm excited. I'll update you then. I did it. I just PA'd for the day. I gotta get food orders. I gotta set up stuff. I gotta move stuff. I gotta take photos. I took really good photos. It was actually really fun. I feel great. I'm gonna take a nap.